Okay, I did say it would be a quick break, and it was indeed. We're into the game here, of course, as Sinners look to stay alive in the series. Early smoke, very quickly out towards snipers. However, Sinners not thwarted. They will be going for an aggressive push in towards mid. A lot of control game. Purple Sky and Gang going to get mowed down a little bit. However, they fight back pretty heavily, finding themselves a couple and now opening the map right up.
This is a great read if they've worked out the two more players are here, because it's only B-Stick in defense and he's behind a temple smoke. Maybe they're going to catch this player in window. That's a good find. The Sinners should definitely be losing the bomb site. Bomb gets planted and B-Stick still isn't found somehow, but look at these after plants. 2 in towards Donuts. Unless this flank from Neofrag works perfectly, this could still be a very tricky retake.
P250 in the mix. Oh, Neofrag, though. He will indeed find his kill. Forzy waiting for them to make a bit of a mistake in Donut. And they do. It draws attention. Now just going to be on Manx. Neofrag holding. B-Stick's got the kit. And I don't think he was banking on that. There goes the round. Manx just going to, survive. Maybe take one with him if they come towards him. But Sinners will indeed recover the pistol.
Well, here we go then. Will they invest again? Saw it in the last map. And that is the case. Galil's out on Fasher and Manx. Plenty of nades as well to play with, so they've definitely got options. Jaguar smoke coming out early. Fast mid molly as well. Manx is going to smoke on that close one. So a bit of mid pressure. And as we can see, Free going towards B. A bomb as well. See how much more map control they can get.
Ooh. That's a bit nasty. Flash timing certainly off there on one end of the equation. I think Manx walking into it. One of the easier kills that Forzy's going to have this series. So, yeah. I think they might be able to recover the weapon if Dafu's not already done it. Didn't catch if he had one already. Either way. Whoopsie daisy. And Sinners get themselves a free open.
How many groups up here on B? Sinners now, after seeing absolutely nothing in mid for a while, till just now, are leaning free on B, so it's going to be a very tough nut to crack, and more utility is being put down, so STATIC don't really have a choice. They don't really have presence anywhere near towards A. That's a nice dink up, actually. Guess that's good, but ultimately here, Scrib, look at these CTs. They're going to be committing into near on 5 players. These rotates are going to be so fast.
Yeah. This is really difficult. I think they'll get the bomb down, which I suppose is a return on the investment. Actually going to try and go for a super open plant as well, which is...
it's good, though. You see spamming the pillar plants, so works perfectly.
Indeed. It's kind of a smart move, especially behind the smokes. There's not as much risk with it, so... We'll see. They've got one kit. That could get lost in all the chaos. A smoke. Winding a lot of time down right now on this retake. Really taking their time about it. Will start to break in. Smoke at ramp is definitely a problem. Fasher can spam away onto the bomb pretty easily, though. Dafu for 2. Zello chimes in. Fasher's still alive. There is a player with that kit on the bomb, but Fasher going to push up and get it. Oh, my goodness. That's a hell of a post plant, and Sinners dropping the ball big time. They were so ready, but they could not pull it off.
Yeah, I'm not sure they did that much wrong. They had one smoke and they decided to put it onto the ramp side. If they had X-ray on, of course they would have put it onto the dark, the cave position with the amount of players in the vicinity. And something else you have to kind of bear in mind is that I doubt players are used to spamming that plant through the wood in the cave, so it's probably a little bit harder just to play it in that manner. So yeah, I'm not sure Sinners fell down that hard. It was just a complete brawl when they ran in and they didn't have enough nades right at the end. One flashbang and a clear into this cave area, and I'm sure it would have been a lot easier, but yeah, they didn't have that one come the late round and they paid a dear price for that.
B-Stick taking a full chunk off of this Mac 10 early on, so they don't know it yet, but ECSTATIC have themselves an upper hand. Ooh. That's always annoying on the timing. Dafu will get the trade out. B-Stick going to look for a bit more. I don't think they were fully sure where the AK was at, to be fair. Mac 10 pushed in towards Red Room here, catching players in transition. It's all a bit messy at the moment, Alan. They're going to try and bank on the B, and, well, I think Manx has heard that and figured that one out, so they're just going to get the bomb out of there, really.
Doubling back again, I guess a bit of fear of walking into the unknown on A instead. It should still be fine, even with these players here. Look at the HP on Shock and Forzy, unless they hit some unbelievably fortunate spams. I can't see a lot happening, and you can see Sinners here already committing to the save. Just about surviving there as Shock. He's lucky to be alive, so ECSTATIC will take that. 4 players alive, 3 rifles saved. Not a bad day in the office, and considering on the T side of Ancient, every piece of economy, every round is just so valuable. More valuable than on any other half on any map in the game. So they'll be happy to be up to 2 and with a great chance of 3 here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. They're maybe in the camp of forcing a little more, you know, because they're not looking too bad on these return rounds. For so long, pretty much all the time, they were just eco early rifles on both sides. Now, it wasn't too foreign on the T side. You do see it a fair bit, even with bomb plants sometimes. And then they were doing it a lot on that CTN, which is what Alan was touching on a little earlier, which definitely felt strange.
It was on CT where they were doing the old style double kind of. You do like a half force in the first, isn't it? Where you save like 900, and then you save again. I'm pretty sure they were like buying Deagle, no armor.
Yeah, they were a bit more experimental. Some games and some maps, definitely like a Dust 2 and your Vertigo that we did just see. They just hard eco the second round if they lost the pistol, and then.
That seems so cool. They wouldn't buy first.
Buy rifles. Yeah, I think so. I definitely am also in your camp that sometimes I think it's not necessarily half and half, but they did a bit of both, where they would just eco. The point is, I guess, that they very rarely forced that second round fully, which again just seemed so out of sorts. I'd say a little more often than not, though, they would hard eco and then get full rifles in the third round on the CT side with like a lack of utility or without an AWP or whatever. Yeah, and then I think they did start to introduce a bit more this idea of, like you say, the traditional just get a deagle and then eco and then full buy with all the bells and whistles.
Nonetheless, the overarching point is that they used to play super conservatively with the money. And what we're seeing here is that the force buys look brilliant, especially when they're buying on plants. So hopefully they've learned a trick or two in recent times. And we've got a set A round on the cards. Fake mid nades. And they're rushing out. And Scrib, they've got no idea. Zedko's only just realised. And my lord, our Sinners out of position right now.
Yeah, a bit of conditioning, I suppose, as well. They did not have a lot of pace on Vertigo. They've not had a lot of pace so far on Ancient, and now just really picking it up in a key round. Oh, it's not gone down. I thought it had gone down. He's noticed before me, and that's where the oh no comes from. This is really problematic now, because smokes at Cube going to dissipate. Oh, they thought they could get in way, way faster. That changes everything.
Now, both of these donut players are open to a flash. And they can get in Temple, and this is a much stronger position to clear donut from. That's a really great smoke, though. Look at that. That is great understanding to know that the good fights come from Temple. And unless Zello connects with maybe 2 players here, surely it's going to be difficult. The flash isn't perfect, but they're swung together, so it's always going to be fairly good, and now it's just impossible, isn't it? They're tripping in, and Sinners have all the angles covered, and ECSTATIC, when they watch the demo back, they'll see that that round, in theory, worked perfectly, didn't it? They faked mid. Sinners were 2 mid, 3 B. They were completely sold on mid, and they got all the way out A with no resistance. But the problem was, they slowed down so much, and I don't understand why. They just needed to get nades onto Donut and just run into Temple. Or potentially do the opposite, and only the bomb plant went forward and he got spammed. So it was a brilliant idea from ECSTATIC. It was perfect choice of timing. It was just not good enough execution, and they'll learn a lot from watching that round back. I can guarantee you of that.
Well, game of fractions so far, as it so often can be in Counter-Strike. Looking good for body control this time around. Spams all over the shot from both sides. Actually, no bullets landing from that one. I thought someone was surely going to eat a bit of damage. Tiny little bits. Tiny, tiny little bits. But ECSTATIC seemed to be going back to what they were doing most often on Vertigo. Very slow, very calm, he says. Bird from Sky just goes jumping across the open angle. Of course, it's smoked, but still does not make it safe. Oh, this could get messy quick.
Jiggling's near a frag. Gets the information, and now he's playing entirely off his teammate's contact. That nade is going to soften him up a little bit more. And you can see now ECSTATIC, out of nowhere, accelerating now in towards Donut. Molly goes down, but they're going to commit for it on a flashbang. And Zedko, I'm pretty mesmerized he found one there. But the rotates are good for the CT side. A player's called out in mid. This is all over the place. And the Sinners players are just getting picked apart. Their rotates look good, but the individuals weren't ready to meet resistance.
Sort of the opposite of last round, isn't it? Craziness. Absolute craziness. Forzy just going to hold on to the AWP if he can. There's, you know, still bodies or body in the form of Dafu moving towards him, but he's going to overlook the angle. So Forzy will indeed hold on to this AWP. Goodness me, it is not the cleanest Counter-Strike that we're seeing in these past couple rounds, that's for sure.
No, that is the case. But it never is going to be on the T side of Ancient. And if you think you have a gap, you have to just take it. And that was messy stuff in Donut, but it always is. Not a lot you can do about that. Sinners, though, they have a reasonable loss bonus, so they can rebuy into this one. Forzy probably should have. He is going to drop an M4 to allow one of those players to get full utility. So it's a pretty decent buy. But they've really gone into all of their reserves here. And this fake mid-take could cause them problems. Look at the mini-map script. They're 4 on B, and they're actually going to go for the Cadian boost here on the AWP. Flash is going to jump spot that. He shouldn't be refacing. And also, with that information, you should be sprinting towards A. You know there's free in attendance.
They've got Manx in deep, right? This is still a pretty good position. Solo position. Shock is going to check it, but just doesn't win that, right? It's such a tough angle to left eye peek into, close to the wall. All the sort of mechanics of the game, the nuanced mechanics at least, working against you there, and very rarely is Manx going to mess that one up. So 5 on 4. Should be able to work with this. Minute left. Bomb making its way around, and they are going to give A go again, I would assume.
They look a bit... This is too spread out, I think. I see they're going to be fake, but Manx didn't need to commit there at all to a fight. He should have waited for the nade to go down on B, and this is crumbling. Oh no, ECSTATIC. It was... You can't ask for a better position on the T side of Ancient. 5 on 4 with all that map control. The idea of faking B was good. It was just Manx went too early, and from there they were out of options. And now, with no nades, unless heads are clicked, this round is over.
Well, we'll see, won't we? Flash round, they're going to try and make some space. Oh, he lost his teammate, though. They were hoping, you know, go for the 2 for 10 seconds. Oh, not ready for the next player.
This is winnable.
Just about gets behind the pillar. No, he's not safe, and Zedko will take him down for, yeah, a split second. It was winnable. I think you and I really, really, really wanted to manifest him going all the way around the pillar to make it doable, but it just doesn't pan out that way, and the lack of info.
Yeah, but I have to bring it back to early in the round. That was where ECSTATIC had their advantage and couldn't abuse it. The pure idea of a B fake and then working with free towards A is pretty good. It's a nice idea, and Sinners, of course, man down without map control. They got to overreact to what they're seeing, so it was good. It was just Manx for me went too early, and then from there the game was up. But the good news is they kept that CT money unbelievably low. They are at minimum loss bonus, Scriv. They're in full reset, double eco territory right now. So if ECSTATIC can pull it off again on the Galils, suddenly this T side is blown wide open and Sinners are in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, let's see. This is where ECSTATIC have been pretty effective at just, you know, not letting go, keeping their claws in. Fasher going to open up. Neofrag had gone aggressive. Shock picks off Manx, trying to push to a smoke in middle. Flash comes through for him. It's a bit weird all around these smokes. He gets another before falling. Bird from Sky, meanwhile, trying to make a move. This is, again, all over the place, you know, battles-wise. It's not really a crumble from either side. I think Bird from Sky needed to stay alive there. Fasher's going to give it a go. However, Forzy, slight change up on the angle, very ready, and now it's just Dafu.
Bit of a bizarre one from ECSTATIC. Not quite sure what happened on mid as we weren't following it the whole time, but in a man advantage, doesn't feel like the risks were necessary, does it? And Sin is capitalised on that one. The key round is won by the Czech squad. And they had, as I was mentioning, had they lost that one, this half could have quickly spiraled out of control. So a huge round. And now it's ECSTATIC who's heavily reset. They're on the Glocks. Maybe P250s here at best. And actually, they've said our money is so bad, we're going to have to force buy. That is a bold call. Let's see if it works.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. They definitely are playing pretty bold, aren't they? To be honest. So we'll see. Looks like a late B move. Not a lot of deep play this time around from Sinners. A bit more passive. Nothing coming, though. No info seen. As soon as this utility drops, mid-rotation comes in. So they don't have a lot of time. Decent nade ink. Okay, never mind. They always look like they're going to be better than they are. They're so disappointing nades, aren't they? Early smoke. I think this is maybe to bait some utility. Early molly. And then go again, or they don't really have the utility for it, actually. So, yeah, they just kind of have to follow up off of this, to be honest.
I think they're trying to double fake it being a one nade set. And then they rotate away thinking it can't be B, but Sinners have stayed put, they've done the right thing, there's no reason to move here. We're going to go across the map, and this is going to be an absolute meat grinder as these players come up. They're never going to expect Beast to clear in towards Ninja position. They're finding a lot more damage than I expected, but Fasher, 27 HP. Even a bomb plant would be a result. He does find it, but he's not long for this world. And honestly, ECSTATIC did better than I expected there. Let's be honest, but Sinners will take the round win. They're up to 5. And suddenly, we're looking at ECSTATIC on their map pick on the T side and asking, what else have you got in your bag of tricks? We need to see something new.
Probably a half for this one, isn't it, to be fair? But yeah, I certainly feel like Sinners have got the read now. And that readaptation's got to come in from ECSTATIC. So, pause will be the answer there, Alan. So it looks like they might have a few tricks ready to go. Just got to get the setup.
There is a case here for a force buy. I think they're just going to hero AK. Is actually Bird from Sky does heavily invest, so I think they might be going for
force.
It. Dafu's only got a P250. Zello's got no armor and a UMP. What is going on?
Don't ask me, mate. Don't ask me.
It's somewhere between a half buy and a full buy. It's a little bit bizarre, and tell you what, if they don't get a bomb plant, there's going to be multiple players here off AKs in the next.
It is very strange. But, you know, we'll see.
That
There
was
you go.
juicy.
There's some decent nade
That was
damage.
juicy.
That's nice. I didn't want to say anything. Bird from Sky as well. Walking through the smoke goes 1 for 1. Gonna give the weird feign that maybe they forced because there's a UMP. Also on the T side of all things, where the MAC-10 exists. Zedco. Oh, not gonna get checked here, is he? Could be massive. Oh, he does get the double. The trade needs to come soon. It does. They bought themselves a bit of time. Fasher really wanted to push in and find that aggressive frag. He does so for the bomb. Getting that plant, it's so tough. And now Fasher against 2. You know where he's at. 1 CT, 1 in Temple, but he just can't find that CT frag. So, 6th round for Sinners. Again, big damage, but like you said, they maybe needed the bomb plant. Bird from Sky, actually, getting a kill with his UMP has really helped him out here, but Fasher's the one that's going to struggle. And I'd love to see him on an AK. But I don't think we're going to get anyone sacrifice an AK across.
Would be nice, and think back to Vertigo, the number of rounds where he generated some magic, pulled out an entry, and made it so much easier for his team. Was quite a few. Fast mid control is on the cards. The flashes are okay, and Dafu finds a 2k for his troubles. So 3 on 3. Still have mid here, do Sinners, but what has happened here? Look at Bird from Sky. He's jumped into Cheetah through his own smoke, and what is going on? There's musical chairs here on B, and somehow near frags behind Banana already.
And then we got a player coming up ramp. Yeah, like... oh, God. What a mess. And he'll find the final 2 as well. What a mess. ECSTATIC trying to just play it a bit quicker and work a bit looser on the calls. Doesn't happen for them. We need a few more out of this T side before it's anything solid. And it is starting to get a bit worried. They look desperate. That last round looks desperate with the moves and not very thought out, necessarily.
What is going on with these buys? 2 AK armors, 1 nade set. I think they need to take some pauses and sort this out, because they are panicking much more than they need to be. It's the T side of Ancient for you don't need to panic at all. If you get up to 5 rounds, that's good enough. And again, they bought AKs when I don't think they needed to.
Just keep bashing your head against the wall, mate. You know what I mean? Like, surely it'll work eventually, right? Bird from Sky going to go down. That's one of the AKs lost early. Quick trade on A from Dafu. They're going to keep going. We get the bomb down, guys? What are we doing? They're just clearing out Donut, and then Fasher goes in too deep by himself. Yeah, this is messy, messy, messy. They are not playing the best Counter-Strike. Dafu, headshot angle, will be tough, I think, to find any more than 1 here. Flash is perfect as well. Zello has got himself an AK. He's got himself a couple kills. Okay. Despite the fact that he's got no armor. Aim punch, no match. However, they'll be on the bomb, and yeah, immediately he's going to look towards that. Of course, the draw is there. They're doing a lot of damage. I wouldn't necessarily say they're getting close, necessarily, but they are doing damage getting into bomb sites. They just, it's very messy to get there, you know?
Which is quite a contrast to Vertigo, where they were working different areas of the map. Albeit a lot of ramp, but that's just how it plays. But here it just feels like ECSTATIC either are 4B and they're defaulting and going to end B, or they're 4 towards A and Bird from Sky's on his own. And the moment Bird from Sky gets killed, if Sinners have done any research, they'll know immediately that it's going to be A. So it's very telegraphed, and ECSTATIC are not doing a great deal, as I mentioned earlier, to make those CTs feel uncomfortable. They need to work the map harder for my money and do a better job of getting information, you know, seeing what nades are down and making a quick decision. So it can still be a good T-half. 7 would still be absolutely excellent without pistol, but a little bit more work to do, I think, on their map pick here.
Well, smoke's coming in. I think this is how they managed to find kills last time around. They seem to have a bit of a mid-play where smoke on the corner flashed through it. Actually getting mega aggressive across the map, and ECSTATIC have given them so much control. Just sat outside of A. I think Some footsteps heard by Shock, but not really enough to draw everyone across. Mid fake again. Now, we did see them last time. They found great success with this. Bursting towards A, but they're very ready. Flash over gets them double in mid, and Zedco is ready over here in Donut. Good for one, but surely that's enough, right? Bomb going to go down easily, I think. Nope, Forzy goes for it. Might as well. Confident enough. Cello's not got it covered. Can come from everywhere, and now, of course, he's against 4. Not going to happen on the AWP. 9 for Sinners. Very quickly, they're growing this gap.
Yes, indeed. Difficult buy call as well from ECSTATIC. I suspect they're going to half here and get full rifles out in the next. The Sinners have really turned this half around. Feels like they're on quite a streak here. And ECSTATIC don't know what to change. They don't know how to find any avenues at the moment to break up this defense. And having a quick check, I thought it was the case. ECSTATIC went 4-2 up, Scrooge. 4-2 up. 7 in a row already for Sinners, and they look set to make it more. And maybe it's a bit of a similar story to the first matches. T-sides on the map picks in this series have been anything but ideal.
Smoke for snipers. Flash in. Not going to blind up Shock, but Dafu is showing presence and grabbing attention.
Shouldn't force any rotates, though. That information in logs, so the overall aim to take players away from B probably isn't going to do a great deal, and especially now that Forzy's found the first and Shock's found the player in mid. It's falling very flat now on the T side, and it's Sinners that are coming alive.
Yep. Fasher demolished. Forzy has just made mincemeat out of them. Bird from Sky does get one. Gets two. The big man himself. But bit more than just 2 required. So, again, damage is there. And, you know, they're very, very, very close. Especially if he finds another. I don't think it's going to happen. Yeah, he gets his head ripped off. But they were keeping that economy pretty low, which is maybe some of the thought behind continually forcing. Still, 11-4 on Ancient, I feel can be more workable than other maps. A 10-5 is just what you want, though. You know, you have to be aiming yourself for at least 5. You can't sit back and accept 4. 2 smokes to snipers, by the way. You know, little things here. It doesn't look the cleanest, does it? But 9 straight in. Shock's just going to go down early this time.
Potential frag, make that 2. Bird from Sky collects near frag, trying to even up the odds. B-Stick is taking a bit of space here on B, but as we can see on the mini-map, only Bird from Sky is in the area. Bombs headed towards the A tunnels, and Bird from Sky should just be trying to stay alive now. But actually decided not to go towards A, and instead they're working to mid instead. I think Manx probably heard the CT rotate there, so they should know that there's one on A, and indeed they're accelerating behind it, and now Zedco in a lot of trouble. He gets traded, and 2v4. Wouldn't be the first time I've seen it on Ancient, but this is going to be real tricky.
It feels if there's any game of it, or for it to happen, this might be it. What is going on as well? I mean, they get the bomb down there, but there's 2 of them just sat in mid here. I get the idea, but, like, it's very dangerous, very risky. Bird from Sky with some good timing on the flank. So there you have it. They will indeed find their 5th. It was a struggle, to be honest. They really dropped off a cliff and didn't help themselves very much. But 10-5 at the turn of the half. Workable on the CT side. We'll see if they can get it done in half 2. ECSTATIC just scraping it back there at the tail end with the fifth round picked up, a bare minimum as it usually is said. We're quickly into the second half, and Sinners, a map they don't play very often, T side. Let's see what they have. They're going to go for an execute, of course, here on towards B. Fasher loses his head nearly. Zello coming through with the Julies, of course. Deadly angled. There's just too many bodies. Shots not landing right now for ECSTATIC. Dafu quickly in. Does get one. Needs this second. It's a bit awkward. And the support just not there from Manx at the moment. So many around him. Got to be careful. No way. Oh my goodness. I saw it. I saw it. All three come round the corner. That USP. It gives. Sometimes it really gives you those. And the spin around onto the final is just unbelievable.
Speechless. Absolutely speechless. I was just preparing myself to say, Scriv, what a time for Sinners to win both pistols and make it a lot easier on their opponent's map pick, but my god, was that a punch in the stomach. And they decide even to not full invest behind this. It's just the hero AK on Neo Frag. And ECSTATIC, they needed that pistol round after a troublesome first half, and my god, has Manx earned his paycheck there. That was incredible.
Well, let's see. They're in with a lot of rifles here. That AWP, of course, sticks out. Neofrag, quick trade onto two. In fact, he's left very low. Zello thankfully chimes in with the AWP, so 3 on 3. AK doing work. It needs some support, though. Unfortunately, nobody else with armor, so 10 HP or unarmored. What do you do? Are they going to drop it across? I don't know. Fasher could have a field day with this MP9 up close, and that's what he's looking for. Oh, creeping in Neofrag. Not ready. Not thinking about it at all. Fasher's got the right idea. Of course, puts the brakes on. Dafu behind him. Should be unbeatable, and it is. There goes the AK. Now just two Deagles trying to creep out. Dafu ready, and Dafu delivers. So there you are, ECSTATIC. They will weather the storm.
Lost a couple of players, but ultimately kept the 3 rifles alive, so nothing really to panic about. And now Sin is on the rifles. That CT money is not good. There's a good chance of a heavy reset, so crucial round up ahead. If ECSTATIC win this, the game is essentially tied in terms of round score, but given the map bias, they'll be well ahead. Important stuff, and Sinners need to hit the ground running.
Unfortunately, they're going to take loads of damage early on, Alan. Let the dust settle a bit before I speak. And HP-wise, it's a great start. More and more spams maybe through the wood there. Meanwhile, Fasher getting aggressive. Look at this. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful. Dafu, I think, did indeed spam through. Where is he on my mini-map? Yeah, so he's sat on the B-bomb site there. But either way, 5 on 3. Bird from Sky a bit low, but it should be good.
Yeah, and they give it up at just the right time as well, before shot comes off mid and makes Fasher uncomfortable. They're actually going to play double ninja, which is unorthodox. Almost everyone would play retake here, but I'm curious to see how this one works. Maybe up against lesser numbers, you're never going to get checked. I'm not sure. But it should matter now that Dafu's in attendance. So Sinner's going to try and force us out, but I suspect there's too many players in defense.
It is also in The Art of War by Sun Tzu. They never expect 2 people in the same spot.
Yes.
So
page 4. Actually, they're numbered, aren't they? The different axioms or whatever.
You know, I don't know, mate. I just know it exists.
I have read it, you know.
Really?
Well, kind of.
Fair.
Aussie finds a few frags to shut us up for a second, but I think the original is really hard to follow. So I've read essentially a slightly adapted version for a more modern audience. And I think basically it's structured that it is like you get like a paragraph per kind of point or kind of theory, basically. Maybe that's one of them.
I'm pretty sure, because it's a fairly sound strategy. be honest. They never expect two guys in the same spot.
But you have to phrase it a bit more mystically. That's always the case in the Art of War.
That is true. When I'm in the heat of the moment and I'm trying to get it out before the play actually comes in, etc., I'm maybe not as creative. But maybe I'll go away and workshop that one for the next time that we get a scenario like that.
When two defenders are in the same location, the enemy, should they only expect one, will be caught off guard. That's how it reads.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true. Thatcher got way more than he bargained for there. Big triple spray down comes in onto the unarmored Deagles, and now just Zedco. So ECSTATIC back to their winning ways. This B bomb site especially is looking locked out right now.
Zedco about to meet the AWP. Zello misses the first shot, but rotates in time, so as long as he gets out of dodge, should be a-okay. Actually, Ranks goes down. Zello's still a bit tentative, but only one is found in the end. So 4 alive. Not too shabby. CT money starting to build up as well, and as I was mentioning, the scoreline says ECSTATIC are 1 round down. The eye test, the economy, and the map balance all say ECSTATIC are in prime position now to close this out.
Mm-hmm. Certainly feels that way. A couple more rifles, and I think we'll start to be fully convinced here, to be fair. Zello opens up. Neofrag can't get through. Thought he had a chance, but no.
I think missed window
if there
smoke
was
as well.
meant to be a smoke here. Yeah, I was going to say, it looked like he was pretty confident on that move, and yeah, there is this smoke weirdly at the bottom of the stairs, so awkward, to say the least.
Just cleared out B
second
as well.
time around.
See, Bird from Sky has got all the map controls, so this mid lurk is not going to get a lot done. 3 players around him.
Yep. And Bird from Sky, sometimes on the T side, I think was not taking his foot off the gas, so to speak. Flash ineffective here, by the way. But yeah, Bird from Sky does a really good job of kind of repositioning and not giving his life away needlessly.
This is
a lot
way
more
too many players,
it feels like.
This is way too much.
Yeah, maybe a little bit too much.
This is silly. In a 2-man advantage, why would you not just play Orthodox? Oh, this is really bad. If Bird from Sky just dies here, they actually could lose the round immediately because the Alpha plants will be so strong.
So he's spotted, and he's alive. He's not giving it away. Forzy, though, with the open mid.
That's a massive throw, man.
Yeah, like, that's huge. Forzy is hitting some hella shots here, and he's just going to wipe them all out. But for real, they have really not helped themselves out with that setup. And again, just taking a few too many risks. We see the cheekiness with, 2 in Ninja or whatever. Cool.
They need to
it's a little thing. But that one feels like just wrong. Just wrong.
I can tell you exactly what happened, right? So they cleared out B earlier in the round. Bird from Sky was telling them there's nobody B. And the mistake he's made is in a 5-on-3 when they've just killed a player in window, he's reinforced saying, guys, it has to be A, and everyone's just gambled on it, essentially. When somebody needed to take stock of that situation and realize we're 5-on-3, you can give up the A bomb site and just play in donut. It's completely impossible to plant on this map. And yeah, that was really silly. And they gave up window, kind of the deep mid, the window control as well. There's no scenario on this map where you'd ever need to be 4 and A. It was way too much.
4-on-4 here. Zello, great angle, great find. I've moved off of B again. Mank's going to get caught, but trade is there. Meanwhile, Zedco is out on A. Oh, that's very unlucky. He was looking in towards CT, gets spotted, gets tagged, loses his support, and therefore probably around as well. He could maybe take the bomb B. He's got plenty of time to walk it, but well, not anymore. Fash has moved across, so yeah, going to be tough here, of course.
$28 seconds. I think he probably could sprint to B in time. Every second he shifts makes that all the more unlikely. And I think seeing the AWP, he's going to opt for the save instead. So, ECSTATIC, they made a monumental blunder in the last gun round. They recover swiftly. They're up to 10. And the buy in the next from Sinners, even if they choose to go for it, is going to be a couple rifles. B-Stick and Shock are going to be a bit worse for wear, though. And this is on the edge now for both teams, honestly, with the economy. At least Sinners have a lot of loss bonus built up. That's the only good news. And it looks like they're actually going to go for the half buy, knowing their loss bonus is good. So there's an AK on Neofrag. We've still got that open 4Z, so we're not necessarily looking for a round one here, but every piece of economic damage would be enormous.
Manx going through, could catch them kind of in transition. Stello needs to be very careful indeed. He does get one on the repeat, though. Traded out. Certainly an Aggie repeat, you could say. The issue, I suppose, he doesn't know if anyone's coming at him from main. Bomb going to go down. So, they're happy. They've retrieved themselves another AWP if they want. The retake has yet to get going. Contact flash is keeping them away. We'll get the temple control. Neofrag is the one to watch. Flying Dink comes in, but he gets 2. It's all going to be on Fasher, and he's got to get 4. Definitely not out of the question. They're pretty damn low here. He's actually just going to get on the bomb and hold it. Smoke starting to dissipate. He has maybe a second left. Oh, and the player in. Can't find him from Donut. Are you kidding? What is happening? These rounds are just so mental. ECSTATIC again bailed out by madness.
Yeah, they started off that round with 1 player Window and 1 player Zello scoped up on A. There was nobody Donut. And I thought that round was over once those players got into Donut unnoticed. But this is heating up now. And with the bomb plant, the buy is still good from Sinners. ECSTATIC are in a lot of trouble. They've got no money in the bank. And if they lose this, this is double eco territory. So Sinners will be up to 14. Sinners are fighting tooth and nail. They are trying everything. They're throwing the kitchen sink and getting this map over the line.
Yeah. Really. And I mean, my goodness.
Just imagine if they won pistol as well.
Yeah.
Which they should have. 99.9%.
True, very true. Yep. Especially, you know, the 3 is one thing, but then the guy behind not getting the trade and just being instantly headshot, you know, it still reels, doesn't it? Neofrag going to find Bird from Sky here, in towards Cheetah. Manx looking to get aggressive, catches him with nade in hand, but can't get his crosshair placed in the right spot. Fash will trade out. They've gone again for the B crunch, and where it's been very successful in the past, it really is not here in round number 23.
Look at Zedko, though. He's in a great position. And nobody will ever check, I don't think, this side of the window. And Daffy's not ready for it. Fashion knows now, but even then, the fight is not going to be perfect. Finds the frag. That's all the info Sinners need. Nobody's on B. That's what's been called out. Now they're taking space, and it's going to take another clutch for ECSTATIC to avoid a full reset. Fasher finds 1, but he's traded, and now it's all on Zello.
That's unlucky. That is very unlucky, you know. He nearly had the perfect opportunity. Another crazy clutch required then. Zello knows there's one towards Cave. It's Shock, who is the unknown quantity and has the perfect angle to deal with him. 12th round in for Sinners. They finally brute force one. It's been a lot of effort so far on this T side. A silly round dropped for the 11th and a much, much better round from Sinners. You know, a deserved win from Sinners, and they've broken the bank here as well. So a really solid chance. Broken the bank, big style. Yeah. You know, we've got nades out here, but you can see Manx, Dafu, Bird from Sky, no money.
Yeah, this is the double eco. They've already committed to it with this sort of investment. And in the previous Neofrag, man, first kill was good. Second kill, he should never have won that duel, and he still did. So Neofrag, after a little bit of a quiet first map, let's say, he's starting to show why we hold him in such high regard. And an open A bomb site, so this round's going to be over swiftly, but it's not going to end swiftly because they might just save these pistols and not allow the loss for the kill bonus.
Yeah, that would probably be, although the more boring, but the more logical move. B-Stick is on the hunt, getting a couple. Does eventually go down, and they'll be happy with that. There's an AK, thank you very much.
Well, yeah.
So that's fair. Still the hunt on, and there's still plenty of time for it. Oh, Manx gonna eat a nade.
Why is he not run away with the AK?
After the kills, mate. After them frags, bro. He's only got 13. He wants as many as he can get.
To be fair, remove the pistol and he's having a rough game, isn't he?
Mm-hmm. It's all about the impact, though. You know, if they win, we'll definitely look back to that pistol as being
yeah, of course.
One of the bigger rounds.
That's got to be the play of the tournament so far.
Mm.
And no surprises to see a pause. And I tell you what's going on here, Scriv, is they've saved an AK and they are debating right now, can we actually buy a round earlier than planned with this extra rifle? And indeed they are. AK on Manx, he's going to hold on to that one. Full utility for him. Couple M4s. Dafu's had to drop onto a 5.7, but it does feel like the right decision, doesn't it? The buy's pretty good, and you're on the CT side of Ancient, where you can make almost any weaponry work. Why not, you know, take a bit of a gamble and not allow Sinners to get up to 14 for free?
Well, we'll see what they have in store. I mean, as said, the early half B crunches were really nice. They go for a mid one this time around. 4 players in towards mid.
They make some wild CT calls, ECSTATIC. 4 mid, 0 A.
This is definitely
1B.
new as well. It never felt this wild. This feels like we're a map up on our own map pick. Pretty confident with it. Let's just do some crazy stuff and see what we can get away with. Flash is kind of ineffective, but it does create 2 kills. All the same, you know, looking away or whatever the case may be. Zello going to look to start to push in. The B-bomb site actually pretty vulnerable. Again, a solid enough read from Sinners. And it's too good to be true. Sometimes when it is, it is. Bird from Sky going to get caught. In comes the quick flank from Fasher, though. Trades it back out, so we're still man advantage here. No kit available as the bomb goes down. Limited utility for both sides, and a great deep smoke here to just keep them out.
I'm not sure they expect another player dark this early. And Zello doesn't win that fight. I know Neofrag will take the headlines with those fast headshots, but that should have been a slam junk for Zello, and the kind of force buy there doesn't work. And as you're mentioning, that's the risk of loading up one area on the map early, as you leave massive gaps open and you allow Sinners to get into perfect afterplants. And ECSTATIC, they're running out of time, and they've said we're going to force again. For a team that's famed for economic kind of caution and taking it slow, that's been anything but that in this map. They are bored in so many unorthodox scenarios.
Yeah, very true. Neofrag not going to be expecting the flying MP9, though. There's a kill in, I think, through the smoke of ramp, yeah. From B-Stick. Oh, okay, so the smoke's not quite sound enough. I don't know whose it is. Would assume the CT side, but all the same. Another kill for the CTN. 4 on 3. Looks like an A-bomb site. Now, instead of a full commit everywhere, they do have Zello here. Just has to be careful not to overcommit. I think when you're 14-11, you kind of have to realize that is indeed the case.
Did you see him?
Oh, I don't think so. I think his teammate's flash kind of helped Zello out a little bit there. He could creep out and deny the bomb plant here, and now... Okay, a bit weird, but it's all good. He's flummoxed on both sides, I suppose, and there you go. He makes the
it's always the
easy
same,
one
isn't
look
it?
hard and the hard
It's
one look
always
easy.
the same. And that was a massive win for ECSTATIC. Look at this. They picked up 3 AKs and an AWP. And they've got money in the bank. Big swing here towards the end. But it has to be said, Sinner's money is so good right now. Of course, going to eat into a lot of that economy of this investment. But if they get bomb plants, ECSTATIC need to start chaining rounds together. And that has been problematic in these later stages.
Okay. Do or die, it feels like. Ecstatic. Together. Taking a leaf out of the book of Sinners there with the mid-aggression behind the smoke. Feels like he should be. Flash comes in. Neo frag or shock. Yeah, I'm going to find him. Go from Sky. Cave extraordinaire. Neo frag very ready. On the crouch angle. Oh, very wide from Bird from Sky, though, and it is awkward to deal with. He takes a lot of damage, but he'll get the trade.
Flash comes out. Dafu actually... Flash didn't make a whole lot of difference, I don't think, in that duel. I know the player was whited, but stood in a molly. Taking bullets. Wasn't likely to end well, as Bird from Sky doesn't have a gun. He's having to mime that with his hands. A little bit bizarre. Thanks. Counter-strike. Gun's back, appeared on his back again, so that's good. And they've decided this time to play retake on B. And I think it's safe to say, Scriv, they've gone back to much more orthodox CS here on the CT side in these last couple rounds.
Yeah. Learning their lesson, one might say. Fasher, set up and ready on slant. Key angle. Could be massive. Flash comes in. Still no commit. Yeah, they're waiting for their ramp player to get into position, but that's allowed a rotation to draw across, and Fasher has taken his time. Bomb's crossed. You have a nade, but it's on the wrong side of the map. Oh, what a peek. What a peek. B-Stick finding two. Oh, no. Falling apart again, maybe. Dafu creeping in from the right-hand channel. There's the nade. It doesn't actually finish him off. I mean, lucky as you like, to be fair to B-Stick. He's worked with the luck, as he does find himself nearly all the kills. Definitely set up the round, and just going to save the AWP here is Zello, but again, not on the same page. B-Stick capitalizing with them being a little hesitant and not ready and, you know, not clean enough on the trade.
It was unfortunate that Zello had all the nades and he was the furthest away. A molly there onto pillar immediately, and that's probably round over. Would have been a really difficult hold, but as you're mentioning, B-Stick, give him credit. Those were some incredible shots, especially the first one. But what we're hinting at is maybe he shouldn't have been allowed to take one-on-ones. Maybe they should have been better grouped before peeking. And Ecstatic, this is still on knife edge. They can definitely get this to overtime, but as everyone knows with this scoreline, they can only make a couple more mistakes and this is over.
Mank's going to open up. The early smoke aggression that they've been trying to find for quite a while, definitely going to work. Another smoke going down on the B doors. So this is big. This is big. They're buying themselves a lot of time. They're already a man up. Sinners are just information starved right now. So much re-clearing going to be required. Even Bird from Sky's got another one for it, yeah. And they seem pretty dead set on the B play, you know. So going to be difficult for Sinners. They do not have a lot of time. I know a minute feels like it if you're maybe used to your B rushes, but they will have to cleanly clear out these angles, and Fasher has snuck his way in. Bird from Sky going to be the distraction in
they mollied him.
They did indeed. They are savvy. He's 1 HP. If he lives, there's no way he gets a kill and he lives. Are you kidding? Oh my goodness. 5 on 3, and they are yet to break into the B-bomb site.
It's raining over, but their rotates have come in. Manx can, if for nothing else, just apply pressure, and Fashion, knowing he's on 1 HP, is quickly committed to the flank. And actually here, denying a bomb plant is a pretty big deal. And indeed they do, because look at the money now for Sinners. I think they're probably going to buy here. Forzy can drop 1. Neofrag will be off a rifle. Or at least off an AK, unless he takes no utility. And actually, they're not going to buy Script. They're going to half buy. Forzy's gone for the hero AK, so Ecstatic, a golden opportunity to get at least to 30 rounds. I really did expect to buy, and they've said, we're going to go back to the fast connector split. But this time, they lose numbers, and surely they're aware that this could be a possibility this time around.
Yeah. Dafu's here. Dafu's picking it up in these past few rounds, man. Solid, not losing a single player. Ooh, you can smell it. The overtime. Certainly feels like there's a lot of steam coming off of these players right now for ECSTATIC. But Sinners putting all their chips in. They would love to take us to a third, of course. We'll see. We will see.
Tense stuff. Tense stuff. Of course, given the format, the loser is not eliminated, but they do lose the chance of top seed in the group and a favourable playoff draw. So there's certainly things to play for here, and you don't want to drop to low and have a harder route to playoffs. So both teams, of course, want to come out on top. Still lots to be playing for. And ECSTATIC would dearly love to make this a 2-0. If it goes on to Inferno, that's much more of an even turf. Ancient should be a home ground, and they made a meal of this so far. It has been complete torture to get it to overtime. And
yeah,
one more round to go.
Oh, bird from Sky, gonna get bested. The follow-up from Dafu is a bit weird, but he gets it done. How's he getting away with that? Oh, they're gonna be so frustrated. Aim was drawn. Trade should have been there, but no. 4-on-3 now. Shock's found space towards middle and might be able to get behind, but Dafu seems savvy.
They have some really bizarre rotations on ECSTATIC. 2 on B, 2 on A even, when it's the easiest site in the world to hold on to as a retake. A little bit perplexing, but it should still be fine. Got Dafu here, close to the mid window. He's actually going to rotate off now, so there's a bit of a gap. And he needs a teammate to come off A to pick this up. You can see how he's having to juggle it, Scrib. Look at this. And he's not in a good position. He's getting tagged up. Hopefully he can stay alive. But those A players are still not budging. And Shock is finding a massive gap here. This could be disastrous if Dafu doesn't find frags.
Basher beaten out. Dafu flanked out from behind. And now the rotators will start to come in. Zello missing shots. Shock given another chance at it. And does get the better of him. Mank's going to be the only one left to hold on here for map 2. Yorp trained on him. He does win the fight. They're both pretty low and they are split. I don't know if that makes it easier or harder, to be fair. Tap onto the bomb. He's just not ready for ramp at all. Not considering it at all. Zedko steps. Gives it away. Low HP doesn't really matter for York, and now he's just going to go for the hold. No, he gets off it, and that will be the overtime. Oh, Manx with a big clutch up. It's all about those impact frags, baby. Overtime required for this, as ECSTATIC will hold on to their map pick a little while longer. We will join you with that in just a few minutes. All right, back into the game, of course, here. Overtime getting kicked off as it really did heat up there. Manx with a 1v3 to get us here as well. Absolutely crazy scene so far. The second half has been wild. Manx with the clutches, the big man.
Might have even been a 1-on-4, you know.
In total, yeah, it was like a
close.
1-on-3 in the moment.
Yeah.
I think he might have found one while he was moving over, to be fair, yeah.
But yeah, as you're mentioning, we've seen a lot of good, some not so good CS. But one guarantee, Scriv, is that every round, better or for worse, has been extremely entertaining, and you never know who's going to win each round. Completely impossible to predict, and in some ways, there's nothing we like any more than that.
Stick. Good for a couple. He got some insane timing there as Bird from Sky kind of moved off the angle to get Zello in to help him. That's when he crossed and he caught a player in towards middle. Now, Zello being in there has apparently helped them in the long term. So we'll see here. 3 versus 3, but a vulnerable and completely open, soon to be discovered, a bomb site. Mid control for B-Stick. Dafu, who has been dialed in all game long, might have a bit of an idea. Not going to check. And will get caught. So that is a big, big kill. And now, you know, Fasha's here. Can't deny the bomb plan. In from behind comes Zello, and he will get B-Stick. Fasha loses out his fight, though, and I think that might just be that. Zello off the AWP. 1v2. Surely as soon as he shows, he's just dead. Light shoulder peek from Zedco. Either way, Shox is on the angle and ready. So 16 in for Sinners. They finally get it. Takes them too long, of course. They need 19 to win here, so they will manage to gain a bit of momentum back, though.
Yes, indeed. And given that we're on heavy, I think we're on 16k here, so the buys are going to keep coming. That's not going to be an issue. Static, of course, though, on the CT side, it feels like they need to find both of these, doesn't it? To keep it clean. You do not want to be going into a second half of overtime at a deficit on the T side, as Bird from Sky getting aggressive does find a kill, and soon enough they'll realise that nobody else is here on B, and hopefully they do that sooner or later because Dafu is going to need some help.
Dafu is in a good spot, not going to be smoked out. They're happy to take the fight against him. He's playing pretty deadly angle. Looking for him though. In comes the molly. That will push him back and over the fire. Zedco able to find him. But, as you said, quick support needed. It's here in Donut, here in Zello, but he gets caught by the AWP of Forzy. A bomb site in overtime. Looks to be the order of the day, and it looks pretty vulnerable, doesn't it, to be fair. Fasha gonna find one on his rotate. Does get traded. And now 2 to come through from Cube. Shock on high. Surely unbeatable. Forzy covering him out. And now just Bird from Sky. First comes in. They've hurt this player on high, but it's such a hard angle to beat. And he will indeed take him down. 17 for Sinners.
Looking good. Looking good. But I think, again, it's the same story for ECSTATIC. They took too long there. They should have realised that B was clear and helped Dafu out. And equally, Dafu should never be taking a fight where he can die. So, some rotational mistakes, some individual mistakes from ECSTATIC, and it's coming at the worst possible time now they're in overtime. 1 sole round remaining on this first half, the first overtime, and ECSTATIC have to win this. And it's not started well in mid. 2 for 1 trade, and look at the rotation script. They're so out of position, and now there's only 2 remaining.
Overcompensating, moving towards A. Sinners have got the read. That break in halftime, time at the end of regulation has really helped them out. Fashion to get a catch here, but Shock gonna get it. Surely the trade's in. Nope! Wow. 3k in, and yep. That's a hell of a first half for sure.
And I think we're already underway, so just a short break. It's always hard to know, isn't it? Because maybe they ready up instantly, maybe they don't. They're going straight into this one. Sinners, 3 chances, Scriv, on the CT side of Ancient with full buys, opportunities for double AWP. Surely they can't throw this away.
You'd assume so. But stranger things seem to have happened in this game. And it has been a long while since they were on the CT side. But I suppose that also applies to ECSTATIC's T side. What pocket strats have they got saved? Just back to playing very slowly by the looks of things. It's worked for them on Vertigo quite a bit. So they'll give it a go here.
Slow stuff. Plenty of players grouped up in mid. Window smoke's going to come out as it looks like Bird from Sky's trying to force some pressure in towards Jaguar, and he's actually doing a lot of work. He's pushed 2 players back and made them very nervous. And it's only now the B-Stick is saying, I need to push down Banana. I have to get some information back from my team. And this duel up B. Oh, Bird from Sky, I thought he was going to get caught out, but Zello actually finds the frag at the same time. And now look at the CT scrambling to get back towards A before this committal comes in.
Well, it is here. They have Zedko on the AWP, but he is caught completely off guard. Forzy on the secondary. He's not smoked out yet, but he will be. He makes a reposition as well, but he's just fully out of it. Bomb going to get planted here. Smokes down. Some really solid spots. Nafu, right idea. Neo frag just goes flying through. 3-on-3. Of course, kit's available, but look at these positions.
Bird from Sky is so out of position, though. I guess it does actually work out perfectly as he catches the mid player for this donut after plant. So strong. 16 then for ECSTATIC. Still need to find 2 rounds here on the T side, so they're a long way down still in reality. And Sinners deciding to come off the double AWP. 4 rifles back in play. 2 more chances, and I say it again, Scriv, surely they get this over the line.
I mean, you keep saying it. It's going to keep making me worried. Fast A into Forzy. He's very ready. And they immediately bail. I think they were hoping that the AWP would be elsewhere. Shot going to take out Bird from Sky in towards middle as well, trying to get a catch. I mean, how many times? Even I can remember how many times Shock went for that play around that smoke in regulation. 5-on-3. Maybe Alan got it right this time. We'll see. ECSTATIC once again required to pull a round back from the brink.
Huge advantage. Huge advantage, and Sinners aren't making the mistake of their opponents. They're playing pretty standard here. They're still getting information on B. And this is going to be so tough now for ECSTATIC. What do you do from here? I think executing is actually a mistake. I don't think you should give away any noise cues before you take a duel. And as you can see, nades are flying down. And these CTs are so ready for this. 1 gets traded, but there's 3 still on the bomb site. And only two offenders. Zello, he's going to have to pull out an absolute miracle here, 1-on-4. And there's too many players to deal